call I got today was this air conditioning unit. They said it wasn't working the other day. The lady said she shut it off overnight and turned it back on. It's working again. So it's kind of obvious. It's just it's probably a little low on gas, and the evaporator temperature ran a little bit too low, and it probably iced the coil up. And then what they typically do is they'll won't get enough cooling out of the system, so they'll turn the control colder, which just exasperates the problem, and the unit just runs and runs and runs and ices the evaporator coil up solid. But the condenser's got some dirt on it. You can see how the rain's washing the dirt off that pretty good, but I want to use my CO2 tank and blow the dust out of it. I don't have a faucet hookup back here or anywhere around the side of the building, otherwise I'd foam the units and clean them. There's 2 compressors also that they need to be cleaned. The condensers need to be cleaned, so I'll just hit them all with my CO2 tank and get them 99% clean, so that'll work pretty good. It's usually just dust in there, and the CO2 pressure just blows the dust right out. So it's a little quicker and easier than dragging the hoses out and foaming everything and washing it. But I'd rather use the foam, but I just don't have the water hookup. So the CO2 tank is the next best thing. Okay. Okay, I got my suction line and discharge line are 2 ports over there, so I can't put my temperature clamps on without pulling this apart and getting at the evaporator lines in there. But my head pressure is 273 and suction is 70. It's got this cotton fluff on it. You can see the rain has been washing most of it off, which is good. And the condenser wraps around. The unfortunate part is in here, the condenser is it's protected from getting washed off in the rain. So we end up with all this cotton fluff. This stuff was over here, but the rain washed it off. But it's pretty plugged up all the way back there. I can get a lot of it off. Oh, get it out. Also, I pulled the filters out and they're not in too good a shape right now. So I have to get a couple more of them. They look like they just collapsed in place. And looks like it's been a while since there was any work done. My condenser, I'm only getting 13 degrees TD on it, temperature difference. The evaporator coil, I'm getting nice condensation on it, but the coil it's fairly dirty. It's got dust in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to foam it with alkaline non-rinse foam, and I'm going to blow it out with CO2. And we'll see how that does. Now, what I'm going to do now is blow the condenser out with CO2, and we'll see the pressure drop, the head pressure drop from 280 pretty good. So let's work on that.
leaky, it adds to the roof here. The side, the coil goes inside this side over here too. Fill that bottle, I gotta get another one out of the truck. Just shut the power off. The disconnect switch. Big black wasp dive bombed me. That was close. Just didn't like me over there. Let's see. This is the cleaner I'm going to use. It's an alkaline cleaner for evaporators. ACE. The evaporator trips a lot of water, condensation. It'll pretty much wash it off in time. stuff, it'll soften up the all the dirt. These coils, after so many years, just get dirt in them. It can get pretty crudted up too. Let that dissolve a bit.
froze up, lost its pressure. As soon as it warms up, it'll get more pressure to it, but that should be good enough. The coil should be better than it was. Put a brush on it. That's better than it was. Anytime the water will and the soap will dissolve it and it'll move out. It's like black snot is what it looks like. Okay, I'll turn it on. I just started it up and we have 11 degrees difference over here. Now it's down to 14. And the problem was the evaporator coil iced up the other day and they weren't getting any air conditioning out of it. It's probably because they just turned the thermostat too cold so the unit could never hit that temperature. It would just run and run and run and build up ice, and it didn't have a chance to shut off and defrost between cycles. But I have to go get a filter, and well, my head pressure is higher than it was before. The suction pressure is a bit high. The evaporator is 43, which I guess that's about pretty okay. I'm going to check the before and after the evaporator coil. delta T is on this thing. It's pretty old. Actually looks like it's got a little bit too much gas in the system. But it's not frosting back to the compressor, so. Apparently the coil was clean enough inside of it to, all I did was clean off the dust off the surface of it, the CO2. Apparently the rain has kept it clean enough. I'm sure if I foamed it and washed it, which I'd rather do, but I'm not able to. I'm sure if I did that, it would be, I would get a lower head pressure. Well, I've got a 15-degree delta T on it, on the evaporator coil. That looks like, this whole thing, it looks like that's the best I'm going to get for now. Okay, I'm done with it now. I got my suction pressure around 60 pounds, and my head pressure was like 240. And it's pretty old and worn. I only got about 20 degrees temperature difference, inlet and outlet of the condenser. And my outlet coming out of the air temperature outlet was 61, 60. I'm sorry, it was 65 is what it was. And my temperature difference across the coil, I did everything I could. I could only get about 9 degrees temperature difference. Wasn't very good. But it's doing the best it can for as old as it is. And that's it for today, guys.